Hi, I'm Sherry McGill, and you're watching Lessons Learned. Hello everyone, welcome back to Finish It Friday. It is May the 20th. Where has the month gone? Well, we've been busy sewing, haven't we? Well, look, I got the bee quilt done. Yay! Well, the quilt top. And there will be another video on that prepared for you this weekend, showing how I decided to do the sashing and the borders, and it was quite a trick, so you're going to want to watch that. But spent several hours on Thursday working on that to get it completely finished, and I'm feeling really good about it. I love the way it turned out. I had my doubts about it, but now that it's all together, it's exceeded my expectations of what I was able to do with the fabrics that I guessed that I needed to get this type of quilt done. It turned out to be 79 by 79, so it's a decent sized quilt. I don't know how I managed to get it an exact square, but that's how it happened. And like I say, watch that video, you'll see how that turned out. Okay, so that I'm going to consider that a finished project. Get a quilt top done, that's a finished project. The quilting and binding will be a little bit down the road. I'm still waiting on some pieces for my table over there so I can do free motion quilting. So and I haven't forgotten about the string bean quilt. That also I've just laid to the side until I can get my machine in the right position to be able to do a good job on the free motion quilting. I also worked some more on the Totally Tulips, and I know I promised you a video tutorial on these, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them done now. I just kind of do those when I'm bored with what I am doing and just want to do something else. So I finished up a few of those blocks, and yeah, I'll probably get that video shot this weekend and have it for you early next week, hopefully. I know I keep promising things and I don't deliver, and you shouldn't do that, but you just never know how your day, how your week is gonna really go. Now, something I finished that was a whole lot of fun this week was my little caddy. Remember I told you about the article in here on how to make this little caddy? Let me show it to you again. This little dude. This is in the February 2022 American Patchwork and Quilting with all the instructions. And here we go. She's done. Isn't that cute? Very cute. I'm really proud of this. And yes, I went to Hobby Lobby and bought the little pieces of, well, I got like a 3x9 sheet of real leather, and then I cut it into the strips that they suggested in the pattern. And I got a leather needle for the machine and just sewed those right in there, no problem. Now I kept my leather needle in until the end because the end part was a little bit of top stitching right around the edge of the very top. So since those straps were included in that, I just kept that needle in there. So there you go. Now, do you notice that I have quilted my denim? Well, first of all, did you notice that I picked the denim? That's what most of you wanted me to pick. And honestly, that's probably what I was going to go with anyway. But yeah, there it is, all quilted up. I did my little crisscross quilting that I like to do. It turned out really cute. So I'm going to put that over by my sewing area on my sewing table and use that to keep everything corralled. I think there was a mistake in the pattern because when I went to put it together on this right here, you have your 4 pieces of your patchwork, and then the center is your bottom. And it said to, on this piece right here, to take out 1 3/4 square from each edge and then sew those on. Well, that didn't match up. It was 1/4 of an inch off. And I left it that way because I was thinking, well, this is surely going to work itself out. Somehow I'm just missing something. But it didn't. And what that did is it caused my corner piece, the squares in the corners, to be a little smaller. Just barely a little smaller than the one beside it on all 4 corners. So I think what they really wanted you to do, instead of cutting out 1 3/4 from your bottom on each corner, it should have been 1 1/2. But you know, those things happen on patterns. You just never know. But I should have followed my instinct and went ahead and adjusted it when it didn't look right to me. But I was just, you know, I always second guess myself. You figure a pattern like this has to be right. It's in a magazine, right? But you do find mistakes sometimes, so don't be surprised, you know, when you're using a pattern, even patterns that you've paid for, you know, sometimes they have mistakes in them. Human error, it happens. So I'm real proud of that little dude. And then I also want to share with you some of the quilts that got sent in from viewers. There's several of them. Here's one from Mary. This was one of the 2 fundraiser quilts she made for the community police. I showed those before, but these are the ones that I missed showing. So there's a little square one there, and then the full-sized one with the same sort of circular design she used with the stars. Ernest Sewell sent me his 2 quilts that he has made. This one on the top, or I don't know what side it's going to be on, but let me get in the middle so we can get them on each side of me. The one with the white background that has the circular pieces. This is X's and O's based on Donna Jordan's Jagged X's. He calls it Jagged Hugs and Kisses. And he put it in as an entry to the So Yeah 3-Yard Quilt Challenge. And he was in the top 5, but he didn't win anything with it. The backing is black and has more of the small half-square triangles in it. It's a 42-inch square. That looks bigger than a 42-inch square. I'll take your word for it. Pretty. I like the colors, the pink and the oranges and the greens. Can't go wrong with those. The other one was Maureen McCormick's A Blooming Bunch for Moda. Remember Marsha Brady? This was her pattern. The pattern is called Layered Chops, a free pattern by Donna Jordan, and he's calling it Blooming on White. Do I have this backwards? I'm not sure. It says they're layer cake squares, and even with the white pieces in them, they still come out at 10-inch squares. The white pieces are 1 inch, and you take a 1/2 inch out with seams, but you also take a 1/2 inch out of the square too, which reorientates it to 10 inches perfectly. It's 74.5 by 85. Yeah, that's the right one, the square one with the white jagged pieces in it. Pretty. There again you have pinks and oranges and aquas. Very pretty. And then Joy Davis sent me one. Let's see here if I can find it. Okay, she made this quilt for her sick friend, and the fabric she used reminded her of the beach, and she wrote prayers and memories of things they had done on muslin with Sharpies, and she used beige fabric down the center of each square, so that's what makes it come out that triangular well, diamond shape. And I asked her, I said, so where are the squares with the sayings on them? And she says she included them within the quilt. So that was kind of special. Okay, Patricia Peters says, this is just a flimsy. I liked your idea about using bee fabric. This pattern is from Fabric Cafe, and it is called Dancing Bears by Donna Robertson. Cute. I like those. It's like little beehives. Very good job. Pat Freeman. She sent a quilt that is 60 by 68. Also inspired by Donna Robertson's Modern Charm. And she said these colors are her jam. And they are mine too, because I love a lime green and a turquoise. And I think that's brown in there, the churn dash part of it. Beautiful. And I love the quilting on it too. She didn't do the quilting itself, but it really does enhance the design of the quilt, I believe. Very pretty. Love all your all's work. Keep sending them in. Okay, so that's all I have for you this week. And we'll talk again on Monday. And in the meantime, look for any other videos I may have out there this weekend. So have a good one, and we'll see you next time. Bye.